How you getting beats? Keep it in motion, ready to go. Flow like the ocean, stay in the flow. She wanna ride me and drive the boat.
What's good, MK gang?
It's your boy Mozzie.
It's your girl Catherine.
And we back with another banger. And today
we
coming at y'all with another reaction video, yo. I know we've been going for today. In a couple hours, it's gonna make 2 weeks, and I honestly blame the whole thing on me. You know what I'm saying? I blame it on me, cause I ain't really
It's not just
it's
his
me,
fault.
it's me.
No, it's not.
She be trying to be like, you know what I'm saying?
No, because it's not just you.
It's my fault.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
And even if we wanted to make a video, we didn't have our tripod.
Yeah, actually, everything worked out because we left the tripod at home, but now we came back here, but we're going back up on Sunday. But, you know what I'm saying? I blame the videos on me, you know what I'm saying? But y'all have still been showing love. We've still been growing even when we're not posting videos. So I appreciate y'all for that. And I promise y'all we about to get back on this grind. Sometimes you just mentally need a little break, you know what I'm saying? So that was just what I was going through, and I wasn't really having motivations to do no videos, but I'm back, you know what I'm saying? I'm back. And she been keeping up on motivation, so you know what I'm saying? She been carrying it a little bit. But I'm back now and it's equal. So today we're reacting to LALA. How you feel?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like what she did is effed up. Like, you don't do that to somebody you called your sister.
For some of y'all who don't know,
but we'll see.
Some of y'all who don't know what she did, her best friend was supposed to be Ruby Rose, and Ruby Rose used to mess with TJ, and TJ actually exposed her, but that doesn't have nothing to do with it. But she ended up going to mess with TJ after Ruby and TJ broke up. So that's sharm, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's not cool, but we gonna see what she gotta say, you know what I'm saying? We gonna let her defend herself before we judge. So without further ado, before we get into this video,
make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe, yo. Some of y'all just be watching. Most of the viewers that we get are not subscribed. Like, why are you not subscribed? If we made you stay to this video for at least 2 to 3 minutes, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt you. It's free. Help us out. Subscribe. Let's get straight into it. LALA, her truth.
Alright guys, so I'm really just going to jump straight into this, and the first thing I just want to say is that you can judge someone all you want and have opinions on situations that you don't have the facts to and don't know everything about, and you have the right to do that because we're human, and when we see a situation, we judge it, even though we don't know the full story.
Even what we just did.
But the point is, the internet and real life don't always align, and the only reason I'm going to explain myself today is because I do have a brand and my character is being tested, and normally I wouldn't even address situations because if I know the truth and I know my own integrity, I don't owe an explanation to anybody. But like I said, my character is being tested. I also didn't want to immediately say anything or react off of impulse because a lot of you guys you're being silent, you just don't care. It's not even that, I just don't have anything to go back and forth about on the internet, so this is why I'm going to make the video, and that's it. I have a very reserved personality. I'm just naturally not like a talker to be blasting everything. That's just not me. And I'm sorry that upsets some people. So first of all,
I hate her attitude.
We were never genuine friends. And
like the way that she says things, and like it's just not okay. Like she did the same. I was watching this other video of her saying, like, reacting, I think it was to like Seven's video about her. It was like a 2 months ago that her and Seven were going at it or something. I don't know if it was fake or what, but like she had the same attitude.
Like a nonchalant.
Yeah, like, yeah, and like a B attitude.
I get what you're saying. Her first excuse just now is that they're not genuine friends. Basically what she's saying is that they was industry friends, but at the end of the day, if that's somebody you call your sister.
Surprised to some of you guys because you just don't know the ins and outs of things that go on behind closed doors. You only know internet, you only know pictures, posts, that's all you know, and that's what we put out there. So that's, you know, of course, what else would you expect unless it's told to you? But overall, the literal truth is that me and Ruby were never real genuine friends, and we just gave this internet persona of sisters and besties because it looks good, and honestly it was established on her end to me that that's all she wanted, and that she didn't really mess with me. And I'm gonna get into like how I actually found that out. But alright, so to jump back probably almost a year ago, not quite, but
what I get is that she figured out I don't know yet, but what I get...
It sounds like she found out that I was gonna say Lala, that Ruby wasn't really her friend and she wanted to mess with her ex.
Dude, sure. Fact. That's what I just got from that, but I ain't gonna judge yet. I'm gonna let you keep explaining. I ain't not gonna judge yet. That's what I got from that.
With Ruby at her house in Atlanta, I think I was staying there. And
you were staying?
Nah, facts. Yo, nah, I'm mad that we're saying the same thing. You feel me? Like, shorty, that's why I feel like it's scripted, cause like you know where you was staying. Like, you feel me? You was staying there. Say that.
That's where I went to high school. So I was staying at her house in Atlanta, and we got into an argument about something that had nothing to do with me and her personally, but it triggered her to like just expose her true feelings towards me. And she just ended up telling me, like, honestly, I've been holding this in for as long as we've been friends. So she told me and straight up looked me in the eye, and there were 2 other girls there to witness this, and said, like, you know, I never really messed with you. We're not genuine friends, and I don't look at you in that way, and I don't want to be friends anymore. And I was like, what? Like, I was literally sitting there so confused. I was like asking her questions, like, why wouldn't you tell me this sooner? Like, I don't understand why you would just sit there and fake a friendship with me. Like, that's weird, and it's hurtful, because I felt the opposite. I'm like, damn, this is my sister. Like, I feel like we created.
One thing I'm gonna say is, no matter what the other side does, like in an argument when you go on with people,
no.
for me, if the other side does Sherm, you know what I'm saying, other side as in Ruby, if the other side does Sherm, that doesn't, you know what I'm saying, if you say you got love for that character, for that person, then you don't go and do, like, everybody know what's right from wrong. You don't go and do wrong when you know right, you feel me? If you say you really mess with her, even if she don't mess with you, you gotta move on. Like, love lost for that person, but, you know what I'm saying, you don't go and do them Sherm if you said that you had feelings for them and you love them, you feel me?
And we overcame a lot, so I thought we were real friends. And from the jump, everyone would tell me, like, watch out, she doesn't have the same intentions, this, that, and the third. But I don't listen to people because I'm hard-headed, yes, but I also don't just judge someone based off what I'm told. I like to experience it firsthand, and then if the outcome, you know, is bad and people prove me right, then so be it. But I would never just like not mess with someone because things were told to me about them, and etc. But yeah, so she just basically told me that, and she's like, the reason that I've held this in, and she's like, yeah, I know that I'm fake for it, but the reason that I've held this in is because my label told me that it was a good look and a good idea for us to have this little public friendship and bestie shit, because you're popping, you're a pretty girl, and I need to be around that. And she straight up told me that. She's like, I need to be around a girl like you, and we can follow each other, and I'm gonna still like your pictures, and you know, I'm not gonna unfollow you or anything, but just in real life, it's just not, you know, it's not that. I literally left her house bawling, you guys. I went straight to my mom's house. She told me, like, you know, this girl, you've been seeing the signs from other incidents prior, and this girl showed you her true colors, so now you gotta make a decision. Because my mom, just being a mom, was like, I'm pretty sure y'all are gonna become cool again, and I know how you are, and you either have to know what it is and accept that and don't put your feelings in it, or move on and dead the friendship, because she just straight up told you that you guys aren't genuine friends. So what's the point in continuing to be around someone that feels like that towards you? And I literally was so hurt by this, y'all, for weeks. Me and Ruby didn't speak for probably like 2 months. And then I don't even know how we reconnected, but she ended up reaching out to me randomly, I think while she was in LA.
That's how you know, like, the
to
internet.
hang out or something.
What you see on the internet might not be what you see in person.
I didn't bring anything up. I just went along with it. We never discussed the situation again. To this day, we've never.
Ads.
Hey, do you want to save money when you shop online? You should click right here and download Honey. No. Don't click.
Never discussed it. It was just like erased. Like, nothing happened. But from that point, I knew, like, look, I gotta be smarter this time. If I'm gonna still hang around her and be friends with her, just know what it is, know how she is, and don't put my feelings in it, and don't take everything personally, because you're just gonna keep getting hurt. And I'm typically the one in any argument we got into or any little thing to always be trying to mend it, apologize, even if I'm not in the wrong, just be like, look, like, I love you. Whatever, I'm always that person, and so I'm just at a point where I'm like, I don't owe that to anyone when they don't have my best interests, and when it's just one-sided, I don't owe that to anyone. I'm tired of apologizing. I'm tired of continuing a fake friendship and being
I
around
get
people that
exactly
don't
what
really
she's
care.
saying. Like, I understand where exactly where she's coming from, because, you know what I'm saying, it be like that sometimes. Sometimes one friend is pushing to be friends with the other. But like I said earlier, at the end of the day, if you say you had love for that person, no matter what type of love they have for you, you gotta hold it down.
Wait, she's basically saying that she doesn't owe Lala loyalty, but
I mean, you mean Ruby?
I mean Ruby, but she's saying that they weren't friends because she did that, and then now they started hanging out again, and then she did that. Like, it didn't happen before.
Hey, I don't
know.
Like, I'm just tired of it.
Listening.
So yeah, basically after that, I had seen her true colors, and I just told myself to proceed with caution and just be aware, because, you know, you just can't trust people. You can't put your feelings in everything too much. Everyone isn't the same. That's just the reality of life. And I'm at the point where I'm fine with that. I can accept that. And you guys are probably wondering, like, what made her feel that way. And I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be honest. So what all stems from that is how we became friends initially. And some of you might know, some of you may not. I'm not going to even say names aside from me and Ruby's, because this isn't about other people. But you guys need to know all the facts to understand, like, my point of view and why I did what I did. So the way we became friends was through a guy that we were both messing with. So I was about 17, and I didn't really keep up with that world. I didn't really get in tune with, like, industry stuff and just all of those little things till I moved to LA. So at the time, I think I was like a junior or senior in high school. My mom raised me very strict, like, never got to go out the house to really do anything. So when I met him, I actually met him through a mutual friend, and we just kind of vibed. I started hanging out with him. I ended up kind of on and off talking to him for years.
She said something about high school.
We just kind of
forgot to mention, me and him went to the same high school, which is how we were initially familiar with each other.
I started hanging out with him. I ended up kind of on and off talking to him for years. Me and Ruby didn't really like each other because she found out that I was messing with him, and she even messaged me at the time like, oh, do you know who I'm dating? Whatever. I'm like, no, I don't. And then she's like, oh, well, because I posted a picture in his sweatshirt. So I clearly had no idea. If I don't know you personally, I'm not going to keep up with your relationship. I'm just not. And the reality is that I was 17. Did I care? No. Of course, guys are going to lie to you and tell you that they're single and you're the only one and this. And yeah, I believed him. I was naive and I was 17. So whatever. Fast forward. We kind of just had this little, I wouldn't even say beef, we just had like a tension, like we didn't like each other, words got around because of this guy. And so we eventually both just we weren't messing with him at all anymore. And she was being managed by someone that was kind of trying to manage me as well, and they were making a proposal to me. We had met once before to discuss it, and then the second time he had told me, like, Ruby was kind of reaching out to me on his behalf as well, and she was trying to hang out, and I was skeptical about it at first. And anyone that was friends with me at the time couldn't vouch for this, but I would tell them, and they're like, bro, like, be careful, that's a little weird that she's trying to just be besties and stuff, considering, like, the common factor. And I felt like, is she trying to set me up, or is she doing this to, like, get closer to me so that I don't talk to him, or to find out my business? I was just very, like, unsure. So the first few times she tried to hang out, I didn't, like, follow through, and then I think we finally hung out. And then after that, there was a time that we met up with the guy that was eventually managing both of us, and he sat us down knowing the situation, and he's like, look, y'all both want to make money, right? At the time, we both really weren't making money. I worked like a regular job at the mall, whatever, and he's like, you know, y'all both want to make money, y'all both have potential, and he's like, I don't think you should
I wonder what they're talking about, like modeling or something?
over a guy that, first of all, doesn't care about either of y'all, clearly is messing with tons of other girls. He's like, you guys don't have to really like each other, but you could at least make money together and, you know, play it cool just to make money together. He's like, but you don't really have to be friends, you don't really have to like each other. So we kind of, like, awkwardly agreed to that, and then we were just around each other a lot more because we had the same manager. And then there was like other personal things that happened, so I feel like we kind of got closer because we bonded on stuff that really we couldn't relate to with anyone else or talk about with anyone else. So that's kind of what made me feel like, oh damn, like this girl really turned into like my best friend, because we just bonded on a lot of stuff, some really deep shit. So that's kind of how everything started. But now I'm realizing, now that I'm older and I'm wiser, I'm just realizing like, which maybe it worked out for a lot of people, but I could never do that again. You cannot base a friendship off a guy if both parties are not secure in themselves. And it was later revealed, which I don't even think was a secret because she would still say it to people, but she was still in love with him, and it bothered her just knowing, like, you know, just knowing we both messed with him. The main thing that I think triggered her when she told to me was that me and him were still cool. After all of that, we were still cool. We didn't talk, I didn't mess with him like that anymore, but he would hit me from time to time, check in, I would run into him at events, and I would tell Ruby every single time, like, so-and-so hit me, or I just saw them at this place. Every single time I would tell her, because I felt like I should let her know, right? We're friends now. I'm not going to be weird and sneaky, and I wasn't.
Sorry for technical difficulties. Back to it.
Around to hang with him, but I'm gonna let her know if he texts me or if I see him at this place and we have a conversation, because we didn't end on a negative note, but they did. They ended on a very, very bad toxic note. And all the times that I would tell her, she would never express to me that it bothered her until, you know, later on when she really revealed everything. She was like, yeah, I held all this in and I should have spoke up, but she told me like she just felt like it was something without saying that I should know. And I agree, you know, and I later apologized, like, I didn't think about it that way, and I probably should have just completely cut ties, not even been cordial with him. I just felt like, damn, he didn't do anything to me personally, and I knew him and had a separate relationship with him before I knew you, so it's like, it just put me in an awkward situation, but I definitely learned from that, and from that point on, I never, ever responded to him again, never anything. Yeah, so I made that very apparent to her, and yeah, it really was bothering her on the inside. And I feel like that's why communication is so important, and if you really have a true friendship, be honest with them to avoid situations. We're talking about, like this.
I don't really even want to know about this, like, okay, we get why y'all become friends. I want to know why she felt it was okay to mess with TJ, like, talk about that.
Time from that. So, alright, so fast forward to recent events. I was hit up by multiple casting agents to do the Mood Swings music video, which, if you don't know, is the Pop Smoke featuring Lil TJ song. So, I was hit up to do it, emails, messages, all that. He did ask me personally as well, but I was hit by actual casting people too. So the first thing I did was I called Ruby and I told her, and I sent her screenshots of the emails I got and the text messages I got asking me about it, and I was like, hey, like, do you mind if I did this, or would it be weird, and if so, I won't do it, but I just want to know because it's a big song, they're paying me a lot, whatever. So she straight up told me like, oh my god, that's so cool, I would be a bad.
I'm a guy, and I know this, like, when a girl tells you to do something that she don't want you to do, don't do it. Like, and she knew not to do that.
She knew not. Yeah, she's just being dumb right now. Like, you knew that your friend, that's your friend's ex. Why would you do that? And knowing what he did to her, and you just gonna go work for the nigga, like, no.
And if she didn't think it was a problem, like, for me, say it was DDG who asked LALA to do a song, you know what I'm saying? She not gonna ask Rubi, like, you feel me? She knew that it was wrong to do the video, and she's already getting it back, so she didn't need that extra money on the side. Even though it's good, she knew what was up. Simple.
To tell you not to do that, and I didn't have to ask her permission per se. I'm grown, I can make my own decisions.
Exactly.
But I just felt like
it was wrong
because of the public situation that happened with them. That was embarrassing for her. I owed her just at least to ask and just to let her know. So I asked.
You owed her not to do it, bro. Like, that's you owed. I ain't gonna lie.
She told me that it was fine with her. And she literally went on to be like, if I was you, I would do it. She's like, it's not like it's just a random song. Like, I think this is good for you and you should do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Still didn't confirm with the casting people yet. Some like days went on, probably like a day or two actually. And I called her again. I'm like, I just want to make sure 100% you're fine with it before I tell them I can do this. And she persisted to push it and encourage it and say like, yes, you should do it. Like, I promise you, I don't feel any type of way. I would do the same thing. I asked her a third time, you guys.
Okay, hold on.
Time.
maybe Ruby really didn't care about the music video, but like how maybe she was upset about what TJ posted. Like, are they together?
Yeah, I think that's what I want to know. That's what I want her to hear. You know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, Ruby's wrong. Like, and I understand
LALA.
that. No, Ruby's wrong too.
How?
For the industry friendship. That's
yeah.
For me, so I'm not all the way against
But that's
her.
the thing. She's saying that was before.
Yeah.
That's not now.
Yeah, I know. Hey man, they both wrong with. I
And she
gotta
said the
hear it.
same thing. Still encouraged it. Still was all happy-go-lucky about it. I should do it. Yeah. So, after asking multiple times, I confirmed with them. And I didn't see the issue. And another reason why I even considered it, because I know people are like, well, why would you even want to do that when someone publicly embarrassed your friend? Like I said at the beginning of this video, the internet and real life are two different things. I know it's the perception that they had this big issue and all that, but the truth is they were still cool after that. And we all three hung out. Like, they were cool. Yeah, so anyways, a little bit back, probably like a few months ago, Ruby called me and was like, hey, TJ is doing this video for sex songs. She didn't tell me the name at the time. I didn't actually know any details, but the video since then came out with a different girl. So if you want to go back and look, whatever, to reference what I'm saying, it's called Sex Sounds. And she told me, like, he's doing a video, he's filming it in Jamaica, and he needs a lead girl, and I think you should do it. But then I never followed through because it was very last minute, and I was like, damn, I'm not about to go to a whole different country for someone that I don't know. And I didn't even know the treatment. I didn't know anything. But if you go back and look, the video was 10 times more intimate than Mood Swings was. If you go from there to now for Mood Swings, why would I think that this would be an issue? You know, like, she put that in my head initially. That was the biggest thing. After I asked about the Mood Swings video, I even told her, like, if you don't want me to do it, I won't do it. She never spoke up or said otherwise. And, you know, this video in comparison to the other one she asked me to do was in a much more professional setting. It was just like, I wouldn't have seen the issue because of that. And I still asked multiple times. So now, you know, the video is said and done. I call her, I tell her about it, and everything is still on my end, under my impression, cool, right? So then she texts me, I think like the next day randomly, and just said, so she said, love you as a sis because we've been through a lot, but not gonna lie, I can't F with you anymore. And I said, I can't say I didn't see this coming, but I just wish you could at least be honest with me about how you feel when I asked. But I was probably being selfish, so I'm sorry if I hurt you along the way.
That's why, don't believe everything, because I didn't understand what she said, but now I do because I watched her side of the story.
And that was the truth, because I asked her prior, she said she was
and also, when Ruby posted that, yesterday I think it was, she posted that screenshot, I thought that was like from that day. Like, I thought like she texted her that day. Like, I didn't think it was like...
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Weren't, you should have spoken up. But now it's too late. The video is said and done, so it's like, you're telling me, oh, I can't F with you anymore. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not gonna sit there and beg for a friendship. I was kind of just at peace with myself. Like, I'm not surprised that's how she is, and I'm starting to think she probably was testing me or something. But I asked so many times that you had a chance to really say how you felt. And her biggest problem is communication, because she holds things in, and then when push comes to shove, it's like, you know, like everything at once. And I'm like, damn, like, speak up. If that's how you feel, say that. I don't ever hold back. I'm at the point where I'm happy with myself, and I'm just gonna move on. I'm not gonna spend too much time dwelling over something that I can't change. And I feel like maybe she thinks that I'm unapologetic or have no remorse on the situation. And I understand how it looks and how it's messed up and how she feels, but with everything involved, you can't really be that upset. And yeah, I told the girl if I would have known it was a problem from the jump, I would not have done it. But you never let me know that. So it's just a weird situation, because she's even said to me, and I think she said it on the internet before, like, her and TJ are friends, no ties, like, they were never dating. The internet just blows everything out of proportion. We even all three.
That's what I want to know, like,
afterwards.
Girl,
so,
moving forward.
And had certain conversations, and just like, it was just very apparent that was in the past. They were clearly friends. Like, Ruby would talk about guys she wanted or mess with in front of him. It was just like a little play, like, I don't know, a little odd, but I'm just saying, from my point of view, this is why I didn't feel like I was that in the wrong. But I can understand how it looks, and I'm owning up to that. There was even a point where they were talking, and Ruby was saying how she wanted his friend, and he was like, he wanted me, and it was like this little weird trade, and then he ended up messaging me, and I had showed her, and she was like, I don't care, whatever. Like, it was just a weird situation.
Pettiness is what it's called.
I just am only saying that to let y'all know, like, it wasn't deeper. It wasn't like her boyfriend. They really both didn't care. I'm rambling a lot, so
now she's trying to. I feel like she's trying to say like, oh, she's trying to put that Ruby and Lil TJ weren't really together,
right.
So to like justify what she did.
Right.
Each of my points in this video, but basically, after it was established that we were no longer gonna.
If you give me 2 minutes, right? Just 2 minutes of your time.
I don't want to give you 2 minutes.
Right
You got 2 more seconds.
I can generate.
We're gonna be in each other's lives. I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna move on, and I hung out with him. I did, and we vibed, and it was cool. Like shit really moved fast, and I didn't want it to be posted and all that to happen, but under the circumstances, you know, things just played out how they did. She was fully aware before the internet was. She was fully aware before I even did the video, before anything.
So they was messing with each other. I don't know if y'all got that.
But that is so messed up of her.
OD.
Like, you don't do that.
We gonna talk about
got deeper. She was aware, and I just want that to be known. I wasn't on any sneaky, weird stuff. I didn't go behind her back. None of that. I truly wish the best for her. I just feel like it was meant for us to exit each other's lives. And that's really the reality of this whole situation. I feel like
that's
I was a lot. I put a lot more effort into our friendship and really tried to make it work. But sometimes people just aren't compatible, and no matter how you try to force things, it's just not gonna happen. And I think that I accepted a lot and brushed a lot of things she did to me behind closed doors just under the rug, because I just really was desperate to have a best friend, and I felt like we did connect on personal things that we had a bond over. But that was it. If you take that out of it, it was a lot of just weird on and off stuff.
But what
I've been hearing this for a few months, but even recently from different people, it kept getting back to me that she was going around saying like, oh, me and her are not real friends.
Okay, that's it. Because she's saying the same thing.
So she spoke on it that she was messing with Lil TJ. Here's where I'm gonna say Ruby's wrong. Ruby messed up because, like, you know what I'm saying, you don't do that to somebody. You don't get into a relationship with somebody and then say, oh, it's not genuine, you feel me? You don't do that to people. Like, people got hearts. You gotta be aware of that, you know what I'm saying, when you're talking to people, and you can't just do that. So, you know what I'm saying, Ruby was wrong then.
But she's also wrong in, like, not communicating.
Right, definitely. You have to communicate with, like, when you got a boyfriend, it's harder to communicate with a boyfriend, but it's way easier to communicate with somebody you close with, you feel me? So when Lala was hitting her up like, yo, should I do this video? And when Lala was showing her the messages with Lil Tita, she should have been like, cut it out.
That, yeah.
You feel me? Like, yo, bang, this is this with me and TJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be tight if you start messing with TJ, you feel me? But at the end of the day, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? Even though she's not communicating with you, you know, if you say you love that girl and that's your best friend, you know not to, you know what I'm saying? You know not to go against the grain, you feel me? So they both messed up, but
yeah. But she messed up more.
Or like
I feel like that.
She knows. Like, you know what I'm saying? She knows that she messed up. That's why she's trying to make these things like, oh, I was showing her messages like, yeah.
I feel like she's trying to just brush what she did under the rug, like, by trying to blame Ruby.
Right. And don't get me wrong, Ruby's definitely wrong. Like, I don't want y'all to think that, you know what I'm saying, we against Lala. Because, you know what I'm saying, don't you subscribe to Lala?
Yeah.
For me, she subscribed to Lala. She watched Lala, like, but, like, you feel me? At the end of the day, we got to give our reaction. Like, so, they was wrong, but she did way worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's a cause and effect to everything. Ruby was the cause. You know what I'm saying? And then she did the effect. The effect is always worse than the cause. You feel me? She did Sherm with that. Like, everybody know, like, you know not to do your friend Sherm even if you're not messing with them. You feel me? If I stop messing with my man who I've been messing with for a while long, I'm not going to go start messing with his ex. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me, she's already off limits. That's Sherm, you know what I'm saying? You don't go and do that. That's my touch on this. I guess her and TJ is messing with each other. do y'all, you know what I'm saying? What I think is y'all let TJ win, you feel me?
Yeah.
Y'all let TJ win, like, TJ.
Congratulations.
You feel me? You got both the friends, you got them to stop messing with each other. He did it, like, he went crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. He went crazy. But this was Lala's truth, you know what I'm saying? If y'all enjoyed this video,
make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We out of here.
Girl, you looking good. I want you today. Girl, where you going? Can you stay? I was on the ground. I was up late. You was on my mind, don't play. Ain't no debate. They cannot relate.